Okay, we are live. Hi, everyone, wherever you're tuning in. We hope you're having a great day. I am Shanté R. Roddy. If you don't know me, I am the host of the international talk show and podcast, She Boss Talk. And I am all about collaborating with women, us sharing our expertise to help all of us level up. Because I always say that this is what our year, 2020 is our year. And this is the decade of the woman. So I'm super excited to be here with a fellow amazing, phenomenal woman entrepreneur, Juliet Tang. Hi, Juliet.
Hi, so glad to be here.
We're so glad to have you here. So can you tell us, before we dive into what we're here to talk about, which is the 4 ways to level up your income for service-based entrepreneurs. So for all you service-based entrepreneurs out there, you definitely want to tune into this. Like, comment, drop your questions, and share this out so other entrepreneurs can get access to this valuable information. So Juliet, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am a business mentor for mission-driven, service-based entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, experts, for them to hit 6 figures and beyond so that they can amplify their impact. And my work really revolves around helping them dialing in their highest potential audience, offers, and building out a signature system, and also online marketing. And it's fun work, so I have a lot to share here with you.
Awesome. Okay, so that's what I'm all about, is women really getting to the place where we're 6 and 7 figure earners. So that is part of my mission as well. So I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to really just talk about these different ways that you can level up your income, because that's what we want to do. We're doing
Absolutely.
so many great things. We work so hard. And we're really, as women, leading in entrepreneurship. And I think there's a unique area when you talk about service-based businesses, and there's so much that you can do. And sometimes I feel like, just based on what I hear and the experiences, that service-based businesses can tend to get stuck or pigeonholed into one area. And that's where they can kind of like get stagnant. So we're all about growing, right? Scaling our businesses to that 6 and 7 figure level. So we have a wonderful expert here to talk with you about it. So we always come on here to focus on major points that we believe, just based on our experience, what is really going to help you move to the next level. So we want to briefly go through that because we don't have a lot of time. So let's start with the first one, Juliet. So I'm with you. Clarity in client, right? In your client, understanding your client is so important. I just talked about this last night. The problems we solve, right? And our offer. So, Juliet, why is that important for us?
So here's the thing. I used to be super stuck, like what you were mentioning. I used to be super stuck in my business because I was not dialed in. And I feel, this doesn't just apply to business, but especially when we have a business, doing everything coming from the place of clarity and intention is so important. Because these days, what I'm seeing is that a lot of entrepreneurs are all over the place. They're trying to serve everybody. They have like 10,000 different offers from $9 to $97, that don't have a clear intention behind it. So I see them draining, I see them drained. They're leaking energy, they're leaking money because they're trying to be everything for everybody. So, the thing with running an online business is that, of course, we can build out different offers eventually. But especially, I would say, before we hit our first 6 figures, it is so important to operate from the clear place of clarity, knowing who our highest potential audience are, what our expertise is, and what problem we're here to solve. And I see people doing something like, oh, I'm so passionate about something. It's my dream to be this. It's my dream to do that. That creates a disconnect between what our expertise is and what our audience really needs. And I see this, it almost sounds so simple, but I see it all the time. And I see that this is actually one of the reasons why a lot of entrepreneurs are kind of stuck in income and impact, because at the same time, they're trying to be everything for everyone. they're not speaking to their ideal audience. They're not having that communication, that connection, that relevancy, that intimacy that their clients actually need to hear and feel from them in order for them to buy their services. So that's my point number one. And I'm sure this is something that you can add a lot to.
Yes, absolutely. I so agree. And it's not as simple, right? So, and I think I tell people that all the time. It's not as simple, but if you can get clear, the sooner we can get clear on these things, the better it is going to be for us and our businesses, right?
Yes,
Because I've
yes.
been in that situation before. Like when I first started out, I mean, I was not. I cannot say that I was clear on my target audience, and I was trying to help so many different people.
Same here,
And
same here.
it really was not working. And then trying to figure out what offers and how to package them. But I think it's so clear to get an under clarity on who we are, right?
Yes.
Value ourselves, and then know to the detail. That was an area. It can't be just, oh, I serve women or I serve
Yep.
men,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And sometimes people think that's what they think, but
Yep.
really drilling down to really understand who your ideal client is and understanding that you're not meant to work with everybody.
No, absolutely not. And that's actually a disservice. I
Yeah.
see people coming from the place, oh, I'm so heart-centered. I just want to help people. That's actually a disservice because not everyone is a match to your work, and
Yes.
your expertise really can't solve the problem for everyone. So
Yes.
this is the dialing in process that honestly, it took me years to dial in because there's always more refinement. And eventually you get to the place that you're so clear that you understand, like you mentioned, you have that self-awareness. You understand what type of people I am really, that's really the best match for me. That matches my energy. Like if you're someone who's a go-getter, you might not be able to work with people who are more in the who are more of a dreamer. Or if you're someone who is more about strategy, if you attract clients who are just wanting to work on mindset and energy, you might not be the best match, even if you
Yes.
feel that you're solving that same problem. So eventually this is really about getting laser clear, having that submarine clarity when it comes to who are my soulmate clients, because everything else depends on it. Your offer depends on it, your marketing depends on it, your positioning depends on it. That's like the first step.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then you're not wasting time
Oh
and
yeah.
money because we've all been there, right? And
Oh
you're
yeah.
spinning
Oh
your
yeah.
wheels, right? So the
Yeah.
sooner we get clear on what it is we're here to do, who we're here to serve, and what our solution is, the better. And then
Yes.
we're more confident, right? We
Yeah,
show up
because
more confident.
you get clients results because we've been there. I worked with clients that were not the best match, couldn't really, they didn't have great results, and that got me frustrated too. So
Yeah.
the best clients results actually come from you working with your soul made matching clients. That's it. It can't be super simple.
Yeah. That's awesome. So
Yeah.
yes, let's get clear. I think that's like number one
Yep.
from my perspective. Let's get clear. So if you're in a position that you're really lacking that clarity, you really don't understand, you're trying to pull it all together, you want to really get the mentorship, the coaching that you need to really help you. It's just going to save you in the long run, and you're going to be positioned to really level up your income and sooner, right?
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. When I did that, I literally went from zero to multiple five-figure months. And I see every single time when I work with clients, same results. So I like these days I place so much emphasis on clarity.
Yes. So let's get clear. Clarity is number one,
Yep.
right? Clarity is number one. Okay, so number two, we are the sum total, right, of the five people we hang with.
Yeah.
This is so
Yeah.
interesting because I was just going to write a post about this like the other day when we were talking about this. So, what does that mean? So, we're the sum total, the five people that we hang with. So, audience, think about who you're hanging with.
Yeah. We literally become the sum of our circle, the people in our circle. And this is something that, again, I resisted for a long time. Like for years, I was like, oh, I am empowered. I could just, I could hang out with whoever I wanted. And then eventually I realized when I started building a circle of go-getters, mission-driven entrepreneurs, and especially with people who are already way ahead of me that are in their 7 and 8 figures. And I am just like, oh my goodness, it is a different type of energy because we spend energy is contagious. So
Yes.
whoever we spend the most time with, that energy rubs off on each other. So if we're spending time with people who are, let's say, who look down on money, who believe that, who don't believe in, working hard, or who don't believe in creating wealth, conscious wealth, then most likely we are unconsciously taking on their mindset and energy. And I've had those relationships in my life where they were really holding me back. And I didn't realize it at the time until I actually surrendered those relationships and started building relationships with people who are on the same wavelength, who are conducive to the mission that we are here to fulfill on this earth. So all of these, the realization of that really came after letting go of certain relationships and then walking into the space where everyone is on the same page. And I realized at the time, my income also completely just exponentially grew as a result of only hanging around people who share the same goals rather than getting on a phone. They're complaining, they're stuck in their victim consciousness, they're talking about something that is just kind of like a waste of your energy, and then it creates a lot of resistance in you. And then you wonder why you're not showing up the way that you want to. You're wondering why you have all this fear around money. Well,
Yes.
maybe it's not even your fear. Maybe your friend has a fear of money and it's rubbing off on you. So I mean, I can't, this is something that I feel a lot of entrepreneurs are not aware of until they start to let go of those relationships.
Yes. This is so good because relationships are so important,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Who you spend your time with is so important. Everything that you just said is true. And you may not even know it, right?
No, you don't know it while you're
You don't
in it.
even know it. And they're rubbing off on you. You're wondering why you're stuck or why you can't move forward or why you can't make the money you want to make in your business or why you can't get clients. It's because of the people that you're surrounding yourself with. And it's okay to let people go,
Oh,
right?
God. Yes, yes.
That is in your best interest. Think about the people, and I've seen so many times where there's people, the great entrepreneurs and business owners, but the circle that they have is really holding them back.
Yeah,
Um, and so, if you have doubters and naysayers in your circle, that is going to be a hindrance to you. So you have to be willing to let them go and then bring other people. There's so many people that are like-minded, like yourself, that want what you're trying to accomplish, that will champion for you. Surround
yes,
yourself with those people. Build a community. I always talk about community and tribes, like
yes.
and being online, especially on the online space. But you can do this online, offline. But I've heard people say, especially women, that maybe they don't have people in their town and their family and friends really don't get them, or even their spouse,
Yep.
right? These
Yeah,
are real things. So you have to find other like-minded, mission-driven people, entrepreneurs, business owners that get it, that get you, and that
absolutely.
I think you will see the difference like immediately.
Right away, right away. Because I remember there were times when I was not showing up as fiercely because I felt guilty even sharing my wins with friends who did not value that. I
Yeah,
was guilty sharing things like, oh, we just signed a multi-million-dollar deal in real estate. And then I was holding back from celebrating in front of them because I didn't want to make them uncomfortable. So I remember those moments were pivotal moments for me when I said, well, you know what? I want to be around people who I have on speed dial that I say, hey, I just had a, 50,000 launch. Like they're going to be like, hey, I'm so happy for you. And I just had a great launch too. Instead of like, oh, you're so materialistic or really, all of these things come together in terms of helping you level up your business, your income, and it happens fast.
yes. Do you hear? Does this sound familiar to you, entrepreneurs out there? I know it does, right? And then I would also say, surround yourself with people that are going to
Yes,
push you
yes,
to
that
the
make you
next
feel
level.
uncomfortable because
Yes,
they're already way ahead of you.
yes, yes. And don't be afraid to surround yourself with people that are at a higher level than you, that
Yep,
know more than you, that have accomplished more. You want to surround yourself with people that are where you want to be. And I say that
absolutely.
because sometimes people have a fear, right? That's why they keep their circles with people that are maybe at a even playing field or lower, so that
Yep.
they don't feel intimidated. But these are the people you want to be around. We all need a model for
Mm-hmm.
us to
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. It's because I don't know about you, but I have big dreams. I have a big,
Oh, yes.
and so I need someone out there model to say, okay, I've seen somebody do it. They did it. I can do it too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then
And it's
surround,
gonna be uncomfortable,
and
and
it's
it's
gonna be
okay.
uncomfortable.
It's
But then
okay.
it's okay. And I would say experience that uncomfortable feeling and move forward, like continue and get in circles and go to meetups and events and networking and meet those types of people and keep them in your circle, and you will really see your results spiral.
Yeah. Yeah. You start to think differently, to feel differently, and to choose differently. Because whereas before you would say, oh, I can't really take that aligned action because it's so scary. All of a sudden, your friend is investing $50,000 in a higher level mentor. He's going to places. You're like, well, you know what? He's doing it. Why am I not doing it? So literally, like this is probably the biggest thing in my circle. Whereas I see my friends doing all of these things and my colleagues. And I'm like, I'm inspired to do all of these things as well. Versus if you're hanging around people who are, not even where you are, you're more likely to mimic their behavior and their choices.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know community is huge for you, so let's hear it.
Yes, community is, I think, is the biggest thing for entrepreneurs, because so often we live in isolation and we work in isolation,
Yeah.
and there's really no way that you can have a successful business and you're in isolation, because none of us are successful by ourselves.
No,
No one
nope.
can build a business by themselves, and we just need a support system. And I say this because I was there, and so
Yeah.
now everything that I'm doing pretty much is to bring other entrepreneurs together, find ways to connect entrepreneurs and business owners for this reason, because we all have gifts, we all have areas of strength, we all have areas of weakness. We're here to fill the gap for each other. We're here to be a support system. So you may not have a family that supports you. You may not have friends in your town, but if you have a community, right, of other
Yes.
entrepreneurs and business owners that get it, they get you, they understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur. They understand what it's like to be up early in the morning, up late night, right? Sacrificing family and friends and sacrificing things that you want to do for the bigger picture,
Yeah.
right? For the
Yeah.
great reward. There's a lot of sacrifice, and entrepreneurs are really the only ones that understand. So it is
Yes.
so empowering for you to have a community, a tribe of other entrepreneurs that get it and that can support you in accomplishing your goals.
Absolutely. What I want to add to that is that I find this mostly in beginner entrepreneurs that they believe they can build a successful 6, 7 business on their own,
Mhm.
which oh my goodness, this is so self-sabotaging. I don't even know what to say about this because this is really, you're gonna end up broke, burned out, and just hating yourself and hating your business because again I was there, I was like, oh, I'm smart, I could do this on my own. It takes a freaking village, and I'm not just talking about having a team, I'm not just talking about having like colleagues and people who understand you. There's also the level of mentorship. you
Yeah.
we With our current level of consciousness, skill set, and knowledge, it is impossible to go to the next step because what we know got us here so far. You can't go to the next stage without something more.
Yeah.
So all of the people who are in the space of, I'm going to figure it out on their own. I mean, I've worked with people who have been coaches and consultants for 5 years, for 8 years. They are so stuck in their income, and they can't make ends meet. And it's precisely because they don't have that community, starting from the higher level mentors to the colleagues, to the friends, to the community, to, maybe even a team later on. All of these are necessary elements. They're not expenses, they're investments,
Yeah.
right? All of these are investments. This is the investment. A business takes time, money, and effort. That's the investment. So it's almost like a mindset shift for a lot of people that don't think, just going to a networking meeting is a waste of time. That is an investment in your business.
Yes.
All of these are.
All of them. It's never a waste of time. It's an
No.
investment in you, and it's an investment in your business.
Yeah, in your vision, you
Yeah.
came here on earth to do something, to be
Yeah.
something. This is you.
Yes. And it requires connection.
It really does.
We're in the people business.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
we're in the people business. So you can't we have to get out of the fear of connecting with people. And I can say that because that's where I was, because we bring our experience with us. A lot of us have
Yeah.
been hurt, right? You've had
Yeah.
situations where you trusted someone and then they were disloyal or dishonest. um but that's not everyone. So know that there are people out here that you need to be connecting with. I always say that we're one connection away from the next opportunity,
Yes,
next level
yes.
of success, the next level of our greatness, and that is so true.
Yes.
All
Yes.
it takes.
From experience, that's true. 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
connection away. So I would say get out there and let's start making these connections. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So number three, we're going to talk about the relevancy in marketing, right? And packaging and communicating your expertise or our expertise in a way that our clients and our customers can relate to. Can you talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that?
Yeah. So again, I find, and this goes back to connection. This goes back to service, to projecting our energy out instead of holding everything back and being the best kept secret. I can't tell you how many clients I have worked with that are best kept secrets. That they've gotten the expertise, they've gotten the training, they have the experience. They're actually not making an effort to communicate with their clients. So what they're doing is that they're like posting blog posts, showing up on Facebook, talking about their own healing journey without a genuine effort to reach people. So, partially, this goes back to clarity. You kind of have to know what your people's attention is on. Maybe their attention is on, I don't know, on, the next weight loss. Maybe their attention is on money. So a lot of the times I see entrepreneurs, practitioners that there's a disconnect between their service and what their clients really need. And this severely, severely, severely impacts their income. They write in a way where they speak in a way that people cannot relate to. And when people are confused customers don't buy. That is one thing that in marketing that everyone needs to know. Confused customers don't buy. It doesn't matter how great your service is or your product is if nobody understands the value of that, what problem it is solving, what pain they can alleviate, and what pleasure they can get, what solution they can get from that product or service. They're not going to buy because they can't see the value. So again, this sounds like a no-brainer, but I'm going to say that every single entrepreneur I have worked with needed fine-tuning or major tweaking in this area because they're just kind of like broadcasting and talking to themselves. It's almost like a monologue sometimes. There's no outreach, and outreach is service. In the end, we're here to be of service. We're not here just to like, oh, I just want to express this part of my soul. That's a very romantic notion of what a business is. And partially it is true. Our businesses are expressions and extensions of who we be, but we're here to help people.
Yes.
And that effort needs to be made consistently on a daily basis.
Yeah. It's really not about us. It's about
It's
who we're here,
not, yeah. Yeah.
right? And I don't think it's a situation where it's a no-brainer. I think this is where people, right, like yourself, have this area of expertise. Like I said, a lot of times people get into business for various reasons, and a big part of it, I know, like for women, is just really to help make a better life for themselves, right? And they have,
Yes.
if that doesn't mean they have all of the business, right, acumen, or they know how to reach their customer, or they know how to speak, and they know
Yep.
the emotional complexities, right? So not everybody knows that. So um,
Oh, yeah. Big
we
time.
need people, right? Experts like yourselves to really help us and mentor us, coach us in these different aspects so that we can, and earlier on, because to do this 2, 3, 4, and 5 years on the struggle bus,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, that's not, it's just
trying to,
not fun.
again, trying to do it ourselves, going it alone goes back to connections, making the right connections, connecting to those people you need to connect you to move you to the next level. So you're
Yes.
not stagnant, right?
Yeah.
None
Yeah.
of us want to remain stagnant in our business. But
No.
if we're not communicating the right messaging and we don't have the right package that speaks to them, that is going to solve the problem, it is really wasteful, and it's costing us. It's costing
Yeah.
you energy, it's costing you time, and then you get discouraged. And I don't want entrepreneurs to lose hope, because you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm struggling here. Nobody's buying what I'm offering. But that's when you need to connect with the person that knows the how, right?
Yeah, yeah. And no one, I was in that space for a really long time, like myself, because I thought, oh, like I just want to express myself. I have this gift. But in the end, like you said, it's not really about us. In a way it is, because we evolve as we step into these bigger
Yeah,
versions of who we be. It's not about us. Our businesses don't just exist to serve us. It's not just about you making loads of money. It's not just about you hitting 6 and 7 figures, even though that's something I'm so passionate about. It is about you bridging something, bridging the gap for someone else so that they can live better lives. So
yeah,
it takes the attention off of me, and it puts the attention on others. And the moment you do that, there's a huge shift.
yeah.
You start to understand what they need. You start to understand how your service fits into their journey rather than making this all about your journey. And just having a passion alone, just having an expertise alone versus building a successful business, that's two different skill sets. Building a business is a skill set. Most people don't have that skill set.
Absolutely. So it's so important that we package our offers right, that we have a clear, concise message that really speaks to our audience, right? So we talked about getting clear on your audience. So
Yeah.
that is so good. Getting to that point that you have that your package services, and that there's is speaking a message to your audience, that they are going to want to buy what you are selling or what you are offering. Because the bottom line is that there are literally people waiting for
Yes.
your solution right
Yes.
now.
Yes. Yes. I always say this. They need your service. But if you're not speaking to them, you're not connecting with them, you're not making an effort, they're buying from somebody else because
Yeah.
they need it.
Yes. And remember that you are providing a service. So you're going to get to the 6 and 7 figures. So don't think, oh, I'm focusing on service, I'm not good. That is the main thing you want to focus on.
Yeah.
When you get all these components together and consistent, you're going to get to the 6 and the 7 figure mark. And I just
Absolutely.
wanted to end with a little bit on this last topic, which goes back to making the connection, is leveraging relationships for collaboration. Okay.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is so important, that I think in this next level, in this decade, it's
Yep.
going to require us collaborating,
Yep.
right? And bringing our capabilities together. You know what your capabilities are, what you're a genius at, what you're gifted at, but you need a partner, a strategic partner, to help you bridge the gaps, right? And
Absolutely.
to help you move your mission forward and have a greater impact. and have great and build greater wealth without overburdening yourself. Because
Yeah.
I know millionaires that get burnt, they go out of business because they get burnt out trying to do everything by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
When you can really leverage strategic relationships to partner up, collaborate on different initiatives, projects, programs where you're sharing the risk and the rewards.
This is
Right?
so
You're
important.
creating a win-win scenario for all parties that are involved. I think
Yeah.
it's an amazing thing to do.
It's absolutely amazing. And this way, we're actually serving our audiences better because, again, this goes back to it's not just about us and making a ton of money. This is about serving people better. You want your clients to get better results. So, and a mindset shift here is that a lot of people come from the place of, oh, maybe there's competition. Maybe, she's doing something that's similar, with the things that I'm doing. It's actually not true. I mean, from having worked with entrepreneurs, even the people in the same niche, our unique brilliance is so different. There's
Yeah.
no one that can steal your business or your content or anything like that. Even if on the surface it looks so similar. So it's getting rid of the belief that, oh, our work is too similar. There's competition out there. I need to be competing against these people. None of that. As you mentioned, 2020, the word that I kept on hearing at the end of 2019 is co-creation. Co-creation literally means that all of us are on the front line. We're all helping each other out and doing things together and co-creating projects that can help other people live fuller lives. So get rid of the idea of like fear of competition where I need to do it alone, because that is coming from scarcity and lack. And the moment we operate from the consciousness and energy of scarcity, our income takes a huge dip because there's more than enough clients for everybody, more than enough resources for everybody, more than enough money for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So that is the wealth consciousness.
Wealth consciousness. That's what it's about. Collaboration over competition.
Yep. Yeah. No competition.
No
Yeah.
competition. We're co-creating, right? And so that's what I'm all about. So those are the 4 points. So let me just recap really quickly. If you missed them, number one, you want to make sure you get clarity, right? Get clear on your client, who your client is, what the problem is that you solve, what problem you're here to solve, right? Make sure that you're clear. Number two, we are the sum of the 5 people that we hang with. So look at who you're spending your time with. Who are those 5 people? And reevaluate them. If they are not mission driven, goal driven, on the same path, have similar goals, right? And support you in what you're trying to achieve, you need to remove them from your circle and bring a new set of goal friends in, right? Number 3, relevancy in marketing, right? Packaging and communicating your expertise. You are an expert. Realize you are an expert. You have value, but you need to package and communicate in a way that relates to your clients and your customers. Yeah. And number 4, leveraging relationships for collaboration, right? This is the year, this is the decade of collaboration. And so if you take these 4 ways, 4 things, 4 tips that we have outlined for you and reviewed for you today, it's really going to help you level up your income. And this is really for service-based entrepreneurs, but really if your product, regardless of your business, you can take these tips and apply them and see success in your business too.
Yeah, this applies to every single business. And I'm going to say, even though they sound simple, I mean, it took me years to figure out these 4 points. And the moment that I did, I mean, my income started like really quantum leaping. So they really do work if you make them work.
Yes. We want a quantum leap. Okay. So that's what it is. That's what it is right there. So we thank you so much for tuning in. I want to just give Juliet an opportunity. Where can people find you, right? So if they want to do business with you.
So my website, julietstang.com, but I'm going to say that I'm mostly active on Facebook. Just friend me, follow me. I have a Facebook group that you can join for business owners who want to grow and scale their businesses. And I'm also on Instagram and LinkedIn, but I'm going to say I got to pick one. Facebook is my favorite. Just come and we're going to hang out here. What
Awesome.
about you, Shanti?
You can find me at shebosstalk.com, but I'm everywhere on social media. You can really find me here on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so I'm all about bringing opportunities for women entrepreneurs that are really going to help us thrive in this decade, right? So
Mm,
build wealth in this decade, work together to create greater impact in this decade. And so
yes.
me coming on and partnering with other like-minded entrepreneurs like Juliet is such a pleasure. We need to do this
Yes.
more often. So it has been a great pleasure just having this conversation with you, being able to pour into other entrepreneurs with you. And I look forward to even more opportunities for collaboration.
Absolutely. It was such a great thing for us to do. And it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you missed the live broadcast, come in for the replay, hashtag replay. Drop your questions, come in for the comments. We will circle back and engage with you. It's always great after the live broadcast. So
Hmm.
thank you so much. You all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.